I get it. You're scrolling through a sea of mattresses, wondering whether any of them will actually give you the kind of sleep that stops the morning grogginess and the back aches you've been putting up with. It's that moment when you're about to click Add to Cart, but a little voice asks, what if this is the wrong firmness? What if I waste a few $100s on something that just won't work for me? That hesitation is completely normal, especially when you're looking at a premium size, extra firm model that promises 5 support zones and a whole lot of tech. Link is in the description if you want to check the product details on Amazon. The Serta Perfect Sleeper Port Ludlow 14-inch caulking is positioned as an extra firm mattress that leans heavily on a hybrid construction. It mixes a 4-in-1 coil system with a layer of QuiltLoft memory foam, plus a cooling technology that Serta says helps regulate temperature throughout the night. In practice, the hybrid approach is meant to give you the bounce of innerspring support while still letting the foam contour to your body. The 5-zone layout is split into targeted areas for the head, shoulders, hips, lower back, and legs, which, on paper, sounds like the kind of personalized support a back pain sufferer would appreciate. If you've ever tried a mattress that's too soft, you know how that can lead to a sink-in feeling, especially if you're a heavier sleeper or you tend to toss and turn. The extra firm rating on this Serta model tries to curb that by keeping the surface more resistant to compression. For a side sleeper who likes a plush feel, that firmness level can feel like lying on a board, but for a back sleeper who needs a solid base to keep the spine aligned, it can be a game changer. In real-world terms, I've seen couples where the partner with chronic lower back pain finally reports waking up without the usual stiffness after switching to a firmer platform, and the Port Ludlow's 5-zone system is designed to keep the hips from sagging too far, which can be the trigger for that pain. One of the practical strengths that shows up once you actually set the mattress up is the way the 4-in-1 coil core distributes weight. The coil system is not a single block of foam. It's layered with a combination of pocketed coils and a high-density support coil that works together to prevent the bottom-out feeling you sometimes get with all-foam mattresses after a few months of use. That means if you're on the heavier side, you're less likely to feel the mattress compressing unevenly, which can translate to a more consistent feel night after night. The QuiltLoft memory foam sits right on top, providing that slight hug without the sinking sensation you get with a traditional memory foam slab. Cooling tech is another claim that Serta pushes, and in the context of a 14-inch mattress, it matters because a thicker profile can trap heat if the materials aren't breathable. The cover and the foam blend incorporate gel-infused fibers that, according to user anecdotes, feel cooler at the start of the night than a typical all-foam surface. That said, the cooling effect isn't a miracle cure for hot sleepers. If you live in a humid climate and tend to overheat, you'll still want a room fan or air conditioning. The real benefit is a modest reduction in the warm-up period, which can be noticeable if you're used to waiting 10 minutes before the mattress feels comfortable. Now, let's talk about the downsides you'll notice once the mattress is actually in your bedroom. First, the extra firm feel isn't for everyone. If you're a light sleeper who enjoys the gentle sink of a medium soft foam, the Port Ludlow may feel too rigid, especially around the shoulders and hips where a bit of give can relieve pressure. Second, the 14-inch height makes the unit heavy and somewhat unwieldy. Moving it up a flight of stairs or onto a platform bed can be a two-person job, and you'll need a sturdy foundation or an adjustable base that can handle the weight. Some reviewers have mentioned that the mattress can creak a bit when the edge is stressed, which is typical for hybrids, but worth noting if you sit on the edge often. Finally, the price point sits in the upper mid-range for a caulking, and while the 100-night trial and CertiPUR-US certification add peace of mind, you're still investing a significant sum in a feel that may not suit a side-sleeping preference. So who should actually consider the Serta Perfect Sleeper Port Ludlow? If you're a back or stomach sleeper who needs a firm platform to keep the spine neutral, especially if you have a history of lower back pain, this mattress checks a lot of boxes. It also makes sense for couples where at least one partner prefers a firmer feel and the other is okay with a medium firm surface because the 5 zones can still offer a bit of pressure relief for a lighter sleeper without sacrificing the overall firmness. People who are on the heavier side, above 250 pounds, will appreciate the robust coil system that prevents excessive sagging over time.